Bella zio, everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Rant, the show in which I, Alex Racuglia, talk about my life as a TV commercial director and software developer while I telecommute from my home to the office. Third day of Ask Me Anything. Today's question comes from Christian, and that is the question.
Hi, Alex. As you said in the episode a few weeks ago, I wanted to contribute actively as well as just listen. If I understand you correctly, in Best Frame, you look for the similarity of two contiguous frames based on color similarity. I was wondering, have you ever thought about using convolution?
Well, I don't know how to answer to this question because I don't think I catched all the underlying meaning of this request. So let's start talking about convolution. Convolution of an image is something like taking every pixel of an image or every grid of an image, 3 by 3 pixels or 5 by 5 pixels, and multiply them by a pattern of values. This operation is done to transform one image to another image. The final goal is to try to understand if inside an image there are patterns, okay? Convolutional neural network are used to do image classification. So I asked to myself, why use convolution to know if there's a break from one clip to another in a pre-edited video? And the answer is, I don't know. Maybe you can think about convolution one image to another image to understand if two images overlap as much as possible. But this is something that you can easily do without convolution, but using just color reduction, as I explained yesterday or the day before yesterday, or to get a signature of the image to understand if the signature of an image is similar to a signature of a subsequent image. Okay, you can do this. Remember that you don't have to search only between two cuts, but between a frame and another frame, and those two frames can be shifted with pans or dollies. Using convolution, I think, is quite a bit of an overhead of work. Convolution is very, very fast today because modern processors not only have vectors instructions to perform multiple vectors on a single cycle unit, but they have matrix units to do a lot of 3Ds and computations, and they have a lot of tensors unit to do large matrix operations. And so you can say that convolution can be done faster than real time, even on a 4K image. And remember that my application downscale all the images so that the largest side is 300 pixels. That's the perfect balance I found between size and informations. Obviously, when there's to do the extraction of the frame, the final extraction, this is done on the real image, on the real file, and so there's no loss of quality or resolution. But for the preliminary analysis, everything is downscaled a lot. So I think that this question is quite peculiar because I don't know how convolution can help the identification of the cuts on a pre-edited movie. I think that all the questions came to me in this particular session were about the identification of the cuts on a pre-edited movie, while the main goal of the application is to find the best frames and not to find the cuts. I find interesting when someone is more focused on a particular aspect of a general topic. In this case, the topic is my new app. I have to add that my app tries to filter all the subsequence that have less than, let's say, 5 frames, and you can adjust this value, because sometimes these very, very, very fast edits are not for a real cut. It's quite difficult to use an edit shorter than half a second, don't you think? Usually, these very, very super short sequences are wrong identification, wrong positives because of transitions or fast movements. And so if the camera fastly pans to the right, there is a lot of movement, and this movement is identified as a scene change, but the scene change is so fast that it's discarded, and so it's not added to the reverse storyboarding engine. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching me. As always, subscribe, comment this channel, like this video, blah, 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 the same old stuff. If you have more questions, please feel free to ask. directly on the comments. As always, I salute you with a big ciaone. I go to grab a coffee with my father. Viva me!